Welcome to the weekly Sunday workshop being conducted by NAIVY, the American unit of Vihangam Yoga, a yet another awaited gathering of spiritual seekers. My name is Rituraj and I am joining this virtual workshop from Connecticut. In today's fast paced world, our lives are often filled with commitments and responsibilities. Our days are occupied with fulfilling our physical, mental, and social needs and responsibilities. In this fast tracked lifestyle, the needs of the soul are often forgotten and neglected. So, first, I warmly congratulate each one of you for taking time from your busy schedules to join us here today to nourish and fulfill the requirements of our souls. Now let us move to the next phase of this workshop. So we'll try to practice a few breathing exercises. We have um, we have Suryaji who will guide us through some breathing techniques. So over to you, Suryaji.
Jai Sadgurudeo. Welcome once again to the meditation session. Today we are doing some breathing exercises. First breathing exercise we are doing Bhastrika Pranayam. Bhastrika means billows. This is also called billows breathing. For this, sit straight on Sukhasan, Padmasan, Ardha Padmasan, or whatever asana is comfortable to you. If you are sitting on a chair, sofa, or couch, you can sit Padmasan, Sukhasan, Ardha Padmasan also. But when you put the feet on the ground, don't cross the feet. Your feet and knees are parallel to each other in 90 degrees angle. If you are wearing the shoes, because you are on the chair or sofa, please remove the shoes. Put both the hands with Jnana Mudra. This is Jnana Mudra. Tip of the thumb, tip of the point finger joined together. Make a circle. The other three fingers joined together. Put the wrist on the knee, pointing the tip of the fingers on the ground. Your back, neck, head are all one straight line. Gently close the eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Normal breathing. No stress, no strain, just relax. Focus on your breathings. Leave all thoughts behind you for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Well, so let us start. Do it with your own pace. This is a long breath. Relax. Normal breathing. This is Bhastrika Pranayam. This pranayam removes all the impurities from the body and gives full strength to the body. Next, let us do the next breathing exercise, Kapala Bhati. Kapala means skull. Bhati means cleaning or shining. In this pranayam, you have to expel from both the nostrils. For this, take both the hands like this, put like a semicircle. Put these two on the knees. Inhale deeply, then start expulsions. Please watch me. Anybody closing the eyes, please don't close the eyes. Watch me and listen me and follow me. Inhale. This we do 3 times at the rate of 20, 20, 20. This Kapalabhati energizes the body and the mind. It makes the mind calm, reduces the stress, and reduces the stretch and anxiety. This also cleans all the parts in the skull and also cleans the respiratory organs. Not only that, it also gives the strength to the digestive organs and the lungs. People who are having any domestic digestive problems or heart problems, please don't do this. Okay, let us start again. Second time, inhale deeply. It's 20. So when we do this, don't move any part of the body except you have to squeeze the nose to expel the air from inside. You have to expel, you have to squeeze the nose. Other than that, don't move head like this. Don't move. Don't move that back and forth like this. Only you have to squeeze the nose to use the force to expel. Okay. Next, now we do the next third time. Again, inhale. Relax. Normal breathing. Next, we do the single nostril breathing, or we say the Chandrabhedi pranayam, Suryabhedi pranayam. First, we do the Chandrabhedi pranayam. For that, again, take the right hand only. Fold the last 2 fingers and the thumb. And the tip of the point finger, tip of the middle finger, put on the forehead, like that. Now, close the right nostril with the right hand thumb. Now, inhale, exhale from the left nostril only. Do it with your own pace. We will do 5 times. Let us start. Inhale. Relax. Put the hand back on the knee with Jnana Mudra. Normal breathing. This is Chandrabhedi pranayam. This pranayam removes the excess heat in the body and also gives relief from the high blood pressure and also keeps the body cool. It helps to secure the calmness of the mind. Now let us do the next breathing exercise, Suryabhedi pranayam. For this, again take the right hand, fold those 3 fingers, and those pointed finger and middle finger put on the forehead. Now close the left nostril with the last 2 fingers. Keep opening the right nostril, in and out from the right nostril only. We will do 5 times. This is also long breath. Focus on the breath. So now start. Inhale. Relax. Put the hand back on the knee with Jnana Mudra. Normal breathing. This is Surya Bhedi Pranayam. This pranayam purifies the brain. It also gives relief from low blood pressure, and also it removes the impurities from the blood and cures skin diseases. It heals the ailments of throat, tongue, and voice. Keeps the body cool. Keeps the body warm. Now let us do the next breathing exercise, Anuloma Viloma Pranayam, also called alternate nostril breathing. For that, again the same right hand, fold those last three fingers, put the pointed finger, middle finger on the forehead. Now close the right nostril, inhale from the left. Now close it with the last two fingers. Then open the right nostril out. Now inhale from the same side. Then close it with the thumb. Then open the left nostril out. In from the left. Close it. Open the right out. In from the right. Close it. Open the left out. In from the left. Close it. Open the right out. In from the right. Close it. Open the left out. In from the left. Close it. Open the right out. In from the right. Close it. Open the left out. In from the left. Close it. Open the right out. In from the right. Close it. Open the left out. Relax. Put the hand back on the knee with the Jnana Mudra. Normal breathing. This is Anuloma Viloma Pranayam. This pranayam strengthens all parts, all organs, all systems of the body, gives full strength. Not only that, it helps you to live long. It increases longevity. Thank you very much. And Jai Sadgurudeo to all. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Suryaji, for your success. Now let us move forward to the next phase. That's Swarved Wisdom. For the last few years, NAIVY has been conducting this session. Just to brief you on the background of Swarved, Swamiji Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, who founded Vihangam Yoga, has written several books during his lifespan. Swarved is the masterpiece created by him. We can call it the encyclopedia of spirituality. He wrote down all his experiences in this book that he acquired during his 17 years of meditation and samadhi state. Our speaker for the day is Niranjanji from Atlanta. He is a very dear disciple of Sadgurudeo. He has been associated with Vihangam Yoga's three pillars, Seva, Sadhana, and Satsang, for several years. He is quite knowledgeable and has many years of Vihangam Yoga experience. Let us invite Niranjanji to share his wisdom from Survey. Get ready to immerse ourselves in the sacred sounds of the universe and elevate our consciousness to the realms of divine. Over to you, Niranjanji.
Thank you, Rituraji. Jai Sadgurudeo, everyone. Today, I have selected few dohas from Swarved. How Vihangam Yoga is for the holistic wellness, a path to freedom from our all five vices. The vices that we know are lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. What Swamiji had mentioned in Swarved about those all and how to overcome this all. As we know, health, if you talk about health as defined by the World Health Organization, implies total well-being of the mind and body, and not just mere the absence of diseases. Wellness is usually associated with the state of being, and disease refers to a state when our natural ease is lost and we are in the discomfort. So, when we are in our most natural state of being, in the awareness of our true self, we are most healthy. The being is in a condition of wellness, which then also manifests us as a healthy mind and a healthy body. Our the yogi way of life, where one is always in the awareness of the natural self and connected with the Supreme, is therefore a gateway to physical, mental, emotional, and social health and well being. When we lose awareness of the truth and wrongly identify ourselves with our bodies, roles, relationships, and responsibilities, we disconnect from true peace, love, joy, and happiness, which are the core virtues of the soul, and hence end up in discomfort or a state of diseasiness. This disconnection causes us to become discontent, needy, and creates a state of perpetual unhappiness. We therefore start to search endlessly for the truth without realizing the paradox of our search. For example, the truth is who we are, and in without realizing the or realizing that awareness, we are all naturally connected to the source of universal energy, and that's our God. Our life becomes like that of the queen who wore a diamond necklace around her neck but would frantically search for it in the entire kingdom and would obviously not find it because it's in her neck. So this disconnect from the truth is manifested collectively in the way the world lives today by replacing everything natural with a substitute. We have embraced the artificial way of life, making our connections with ourselves and others increasingly superficial. Substitute have um, penetrated into every sphere of our lives, from agriculture that employs the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, right? Um, to pharmaceuticals where substitute drugs and even uh, places have easily replaced natural medicinal herbs to healthcare where live organs can be transplanted and replaced with plastic ones, right? Everything is happening. We are going from truth to something like that, right? The emergence of the entire service industry also. I would like to give the example. It's a classic example of living in an artificial world where everything that was once considered to be a sacred act of compassion and mercy has now become a paid service to which we resort frequently. To name a few, would be better to understand, like let's say the child care, hospitality, nursing, concierge services. These all are what they are taking money to give you this kind of services. The world of social networking is yet another example of how authentic relationships based on empathy and trust have been replaced by meaningless virtual friendships and sharing where self gratification is usually the underlying motive. So the most physical illness today are psychomatic in nature, having their roots in our thinking, excessive thinking resulting from a state of perpetual searching causes energy blockages in the organs of the body and thus resulting as a dis-ease, which is disease, right? That's what we call when we are not feeling easiness, we are away from the easiness. That's the disease, right? This is our identification actually with the false self or the egoic mind created image of the self has resulted in five great vices. What are those vices? Swarved, Swamiji also written in the scripture Swarved. Those are lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. The all of these might appear natural to us as we very frequently experience them. They are indeed, energy drainers. They are taking our energy from us to somewhere where we are always finding ourselves as lost. So let's talk on based on the survey. Swamiji said, काम अग्नि के उदय में अंतर घट अंधियार बुद्धि विद्या सारी गई तन मरी जीवन संहार. The one who is caught in the fire of lust experiences darkness in his inner body. His ability to discriminate and judge is lost, and hence he ends up making wrong decisions as his intellect is, crowded and blocked. His desires become so strong that he ends up in a state of forgetfulness, blinded by his overwhelming desires, and thus ends up destroying his health and peace of mind. Though it is very often confused with love, it is in fact the very opposite. Love is selfless, while lust makes us selfish. Love inspires us to sacrifice, while lust motivates us to chase. So we need to understand the difference. We need to bifurcate them. We need to preserve our energy from going away with this lust. Second, Swamiji says anger. It is well known that anger is just one sort of danger. Anger, to some extent, may seem natural for most of us. This article basically, the anger, um, Swamiji said in the Sorbet, like anger is also usually a result of unsuccessfully trying to control other people or situations, both of which are seldom in our control. The understanding of the true self reinforces our self esteem and our true peaceful nature, which helps in dissolving anger. Swamiji said in Sorbet, इनसे क्रोध पीठ घट में जगे धाधके अगिन प्रचंड बुद्धि विवेक विनाश का धर्म करे बहुखंड. Anger is born from lust. When a person's lustful needs remain unfulfilled, it results in anger. Anger is like a fire that keeps burning in the angry person's mind, thus influencing his thinking. The intellect in such a person is destroyed or completely blocked, and he totally forgets himself. Such a person tends to indulge in inappropriate actions, thus causing a great deal of self harm and also deteriorating his own reputation and quality of life. And he becomes so danger for the society, even start destroying the society, his well-beingness, the entire community, country sometimes. Swamiji said in the Swarabed, a third is our attachment. So attachment is again usually mistaken for care of concern. Attachment, stems from the belief that other people or our material possessions are responsible for our happiness. There is thus a constant need to control people and situations according to our own needs. This makes us very dependent on external factors to feed good, thus making us needy and enhancing our craving. So Swamiji said in the Sarved, मोह महा आवर्त है तामह पर सब जीव कभी स्वर्ग कभी नरक में नहीं पावे निज पीव. Attachment is a big trap in which most of humanity is entrapped. They are blinded by the illusions of being in heaven and hell through the pains and pleasures of attachment and hence can never connect with the truth. So the attachment should be also, you know, mindfully. We need to understand what does mean the attachment is. Again, the root of attachment is that we have mistakenly identified ourselves to be the name and form that we are in, and hence relate to others also on that level. For example, if you take example, a mother who is attached to her child will be very dependent on the child's behavior and his feelings for her own happiness. If the child responds according to her, she will feel happy. If the child feels let down and dejected, the mother also feels dejected. While this can easily be mistaken for love or concern, it is clear that such dependence only leaves us in a state of perpetual craving and dissatisfaction. Sadhguru explains that through meditation, when we are able to connect with our unlimited selves, we are able to experience and express true love, which is our real nature. With the wisdom that we are all on and connected on a spiritual level, we realize that our happiness is not dependent on anyone else. Life flows naturally, bringing its own ups and downs like tides of the ocean, which are not constant. But these pains and pleasures of life will not affect our happiness, as we will remain, in the mood of awake and far from this attachment. So, Swamiji said in other Doha, मोह सकल जग बांधिया हम हमार के फेर नाना कर्म विमोह में जन्म मरण दुख घेर. The entire humanity is bound in the trap of me and mine. मोह सकल जग बांधिया हम हमार के फेर, me and mine, because of attachment. This is mine, that is mine. This causes them to feel trapped forever in the vicious cycle of birth and death. That's the reason why Swamiji always said, um, Niramohi. He used the word always, Nirmohi. The one who is free from attachment is able to imbibe wisdom and attain liberation through meditation. So we all have to be Anirmohi. We have to be understand how this attachment does not affect us. Then he explains about the greed. See how sequentially this all happens and they all are attached to each other. Greed is what? A natural outcome of the attachment. When we believe that other people or things are responsible for our happiness, we, we develop a natural tendency to accumulate more and more because we feels like these are the source of the happiness. Falsely believing that the more possession we acquire, the happier we will be. That's the we always do, right? More and more things so that we don't get a sorrow on that. So they always they start accumulating those things or material things, thinking that they will make them happy. But this gives rise to greed, as it is rightly said that greed blinds a person. Also, every fulfilled desire only gives rise to a new one, and thus our desires multiply in the wake of greed, without us even realizing that we are caught up in a blind chase of material objects and money. Through a yogi way of life, when we realize that contentment comes from knowing who we really are, and from receiving powers from the Almighty, our material desires dissolves, translating into spiritual desire of self growth, and eventually, as we move further on in our spiritual journey. The material thinks that what we use is for the use. We should use it. This is for that. But getting ourselves indulged into making ourselves so much of attachment to and make ourselves as a grid is not the right thing. We realize that the journey itself is the destination. When we do our spiritual journey, yogis can even normal people who have adopted the practice of meditation normally in their lifestyle have reached a state where even their spiritual desires do not exist anymore, thus reaching a state of alignment. So we have to be very, very careful with this all. These are a part of life, but how to get rid of this and minimum use, that can only happen when we actually start the journey of our life, a journey of spirituality from outer world to the inner world. Swamiji said, लोभ धार बाहर रहे, जग विषयन मह रात, और मिले कुछ और हो, लोभ बढ़त दिन रात. How beautifully Swamiji said, being caught in the blind pursuit of material objects and desires, a greedy person is constantly looking outside for contentment. He has completely forgotten to look within and is totally unaware of himself. The tendency of greed increases day by day, thus trapping him in bondage. He is left always feeling needy and never experiences contentment and peace of mind. And he always said, I am, even though he is getting everything, and he said, I am not happy. Because he is not moving, he is not forwarding his first steps into the right direction of the happiness. And once you are greedy, once you have attached, you form ego. This is greatest of all vices and is also the root of from where all distractions of the human mind, starts, it stems. Ego is our attachment to a false image of ourselves or our belief in the mind created a story about ourselves and others. Swamiji said in Swarved, दीन अधीन ऊपर चढ़े, गिरत बुढ़त अभिमान, अभिमानी अति नीच है, सब अवगुण घट खान. A human being is able to ascend to greater heights of his spiritual development only through his core virtues. However, caught in ego, he becomes blinded to the truth and is lost in the vicious sea of vices. Ego is the root cause of all other vices in a human being and thus prevents him from any spiritual progress. Ego completely blinds us to reality and makes us inner truth from shining through. So, the only way to get rid of ego is by becoming aware of it. In the moment of awareness, the ego is not active. The mind is naturally influenced by the material world and desires of vice. The if we say the completely these all fives, we can say a Maya. Hence, in the order to be free from vices and desire, Maya, we will need to be free from all the influences of the mind. Swami always used a word. He scared. He says yukti yukta. What's that? He says the yukti of Sadguru means the technique of Sadguru. If you adopt, you will easily come out of this all Maya, the influence of your mind over you. The great yogis and the expert of Brahma Vidya preach that the mind should be dissolved in order to attain self-realization. Parampara Sadguru said, and the great Indian yogi, our first Parampara Sadguru Charadharam Chandravji Maharaj, he said, he elaborates that it is not possible to control the mind through forced willpower. It's not possible at all. Let's say if you have a will to control it, will that work? No, it does not. If you try to force the mind, its desires and vices will oscillate, further diminishing the power of the soul. It's not possible. That's why Swami said, Yukti Yukta se. The technique is different. The technique where the power, the force does not work, where the Sahaj way, the easy ways, the easiness works, and that's control your mind. The energy that flowing outside, if we control that, the mind is automatically controlled. In the third stage of Vihangam Yoga, when the Kundalini awakens, the consciousness light of the soul reaches the soul, and the way for self-realization is paved. Right? How this all happening? In the first stage of meditation, even are we forcing anything? No. We are just sitting calmly, coolly, and focusing at a point. Nothing. The thoughts are coming. Flawlessly, it's coming. But we don't have to go with the flow of those thoughts. That's the practice we have to do, right? And automatically it starts powering your own energy, the conscious energy, and not giving to your mind, and becomes mind weakens and controlled. So by saying, say, I would like to stop myself here. Jai Sadgurudeo.
Thank you so much, Niranjanji, for sharing your wisdom from survey. Now the floor is open. If anybody has any questions, feel free to jump in, or else we'll move to the next phase of this workshop. I'll take a pause for a few seconds. All right, I take it as a no. Now let's.
Jai Sadgurudeo. Yeah, I have one question. Niranjanji very nicely explained about all these voices. Just one question, after hearing all these different voices that we have, and even if we have a thought of working on all these voices, lust, greed, ego, anger, all that, sometimes a person like me feels as if is there any way, like, instead of working on each voices one after the other, which first we don't know whether we'll be successful in getting rid of those or not. Second, if at all, probably it will take such a long time that our life is not enough, this life is not enough, at least. So I was just thinking, is there any way, instead of working on each voices one by one, is there any way we can work on something at the maybe high level, on something which will take care of all these different voices? And I'm sorry, Ani, if you have already explained it, I might have missed it, but just wanted to know from that standpoint. I don't want to work on each of these. If possible, I want to work on something which can take care of all these different voices. Is there anything, any such thing or not?
Yeah, Naji, very nice question. But we all know, Swamiji said the root cause of everything is our mind. And he never says to, control one by one, like your ego, your lust, your anger, your attachment. He simply says, do the level of meditation 1, Vihangam Yoga meditation 1, level 1. And once you control your mind, right, everything goes off. Because everything comes from the mind. Mind is the root cause of all the problems of the human lives. And he oftenly says, like, unless we dissolve our mind to the zone where it appears, from where it actually comes to the human beings, comes with the human beings, these all are not going away. It will remain with you because it stays with the mind. If there is no mind with us, this all will go away. That's the reason why he always says, first control the mind, then purifies it. Even if you control your mind, but if you have not purified it, so the form of this lust, anger, attachment, this all will remain with you. So purify the mind, and then what does? Then start your journey where you are going to dissolve your mind. Once the mind is dissolved, there is nothing rest. All are gone. Now the actual journey of your soul starts. So these all are obstacles and a part of life and a part of mind too. So instead of focusing one by one here and there, just focus on how to control first of your mind, how to purify that, and how to use it. Anger is also a part of life and should be there, but we have to optimally use it. We should understand how to use the anger, how to use our attachment. Uncontrolled everything is the main root cause, right? As our mind is not controlled, these all are also not controlled. If we say we are not anger at all, there are some point where you need to be anger to make the things correct. So how optimally you are using your anger, how wisely you are using your other parts of your vices are up to you, and that can be done only when you know your mind is within you. You have controlled your mind, so everything is under you. You know when to use my anger to control the things. Ego is not only that we should only proud on this and that and that. Ego is what? Something when should we proud? You can think wisely. This all comes when your mind is with you. So the answer to those questions is first control the mind, and once you control the mind, everything will be in your under control. So we don't have to go here and there. That's why Swamiji also said, like, never indulge yourself in the sadhana of chakras. That automatically opens with the grace of Lord Sadgurudeo. If we start, practicing or sadhana of chakras one by one, what it does, it takes your energy again out. And that's what it is happening right now. Our entire energy, the conscious energy, is going out. And that's why we are weakened oftenly and been trapped and indulged in all these worldly things. The practice is to bring back your entire energy of the soul back to the soul, the conscious energy. And this is what your mind is doing. So if you start doing the practice of your chakras, again the same thing. Your conscious energy will, going out to control those chakra again. So again, you're losing your energy. We don't have to lose the energy. We have to get back your entire energy to the soul so that soul realizes who am I. He has forgotten because his soul, his conscious energies are going out and he's weakened. So the controlling of mind is the first step. Once it controls, this all slowly it starts controlling. Your anger will be lower, slowly. Your lust, egos, everything will be slowly lowering down. But there will be a time when we'll dissolve our mind, everything will be gone. Before that, we cannot say like everything is gone. It reduces, but it cannot go completely unless mind dissolves. Because these all are part of your mind. So the root cause is mind. Controlling mind, resolves all the problems. Thank you. Jai Sadgurudeo.
Thank you very much, Niranjanji.
Yes, Sadgurudeo. Good morning to all of you. I just wanted to add something that was a very wonderful discussion. I would like to start with one example. Somebody at my workplace asked me that, hey, I need some advice from you. I know that you do a lot of, generally speaking, he was saying that you do meditation and that. So he said that I went into a meeting and some high-level executives, they really pissed me off by asking all these kind of questions, and it is kind of reverberating in me, right? Of course, you cannot express your anger with your superiors because they will fire, right? So wow, that's a really practical question, and it's like a very personable discussion. So I told them that, hey, the one way you have to understand one thing is that the person who gave you the difficulty, one way or the other, you don't have to express your anger. Of course, that's good. That's a very basic trait. But I know it's reverberating in your mind. So how do we address this? One is that if you look at your karma, you have to understand one thing, that this is the prarabdha which is playing out, and the person who is delivering upon you has just become the instrument. So that is the first thought that you have to imbibe. And then the moment you start from that, you will notice you will not have any envy or anger against that person. You will begin to see that person just became the medium of my past bad karma, which is playing out right now. It really begins from there, and then you will see that you will begin to really apply the science of yoga and the law of karma and the entire tattva, everything that we discuss in satsang. And this is how we begin to implement the knowledge of yoga. And then, so that was one practice, and the guy really calmed down. Actually, I saw it on his face, and he thought that he got what he needed, and then he just vanished away. And I hope that it worked on him. And the other thing, I was listening to a Mahapurush, and he was saying that all of these sadvikaras that Niranjanji was talking about, they enter into the mind through our five senses, because that's where we are imbibing these external activities. And then the mind is the first one where it basically comes and reverberates. And then generally, when people are not associated with a satsang, they're not aware of this science of who they are, then it pretty much stays there, and it does whatever, depending on what their willpower is. It will basically take a toll in some cases. In some cases, they will shut it down and they will react or whatnot, right? But if people who understand the science, then what happens is there's something above that mind, which is the intellect. And of course, there's a vivek. And then there is the ego. So what the Mahapurush is saying is that the ego, the aham, is the master of all of these things. That is where the actual direction is happening. And so he was saying that because every person is defined themselves, have identified themselves with something, be it caste, color, religion, nationality, wealth, and all that, title, position. So they know that, oh, I have to basically do it like that. I have to do it like this. And then they will express that, address it in that particular way. So that's where they're saying that work on that as well. Because when the ego is addressed, then we begin to see the divinity within everybody. And so one is definitely the meditative technique, which we were just talking about. And these are some other things that can also be utilized. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niranjanji. Now, if there is no more questions, or we can move ahead to the next phase. So the next phase is our Warriors of the Week. So NAIVY is proud to announce the Warrior of the Week event, a challenge to us to rise before dawn and meditate during Brahm Muhurt, the sacred hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Though we may fail at times, let us strive to be warriors of meditation, cultivating the discipline and devotion to awaken our inner light and illuminate the world with our compassion. To encourage this, NAVI has launched the Brahm Muhurt Warriors WhatsApp group, a group of meditators who commit to awake in the Brahm Muhurt and practice meditation on their own. There are no virtual sessions to join during that time. Simply, the meditators send a message on this WhatsApp group as done once they are once they're done with the meditation. If you're interested to join this Brahm Muhurt Warriors WhatsApp group, please let us know and we will send you a link to this WhatsApp group. Let me announce the names of the Warriors of the Week, the seekers who have meditated every day during Brahm Muhurt in this week. So we have Prachisa Shagarji, we have Radhaji, Alok Ranjanji, Surya Alam Rajuji, Yogesh Shagarji, Mukesh Kumarji, Tejinder Sahadevji, Seema Singhji, Niranjan Kumarji from California, and Niranjan Kumar Singhji from Atlanta. We have a few more names. So these are the inductees of the week. These inductees are those who try to practice meditation at least once a week during this Brahm Muhurt period. So the names are Lalmani ji, Amit Talekar ji, Manoj Gupta ji, Srirang ji, Ranjini ji, Monica ji, Dev Miller ji, Bhavana Srivastava ji, Vijay Kumar ji, Bhagwati Patel ji, and Kishore ji. Now let us move to the last phase of this workshop. We have reached the last phase of today's workshop. In this phase, we chant the short version of Shanti Path. I request everyone to close their eyes and stay seated comfortably for this prayer. In this Shanti Path, we chant for peace for everyone in this universe. May Sadguru bless the entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity. I would now request Jessica ji to recite the last few lines of Shanti Path for us. Over to you, Jessica ji.
Sadgurudeo, Shanti Path. Hey Prabhu Shanti Swarupa, Shanti Shanti Maya Shanti, Shanti Shanti Jana Shanti Ho, Purna Shanti Maya Shanti. Hey Prabhu Shanti Pradana Kara, Durga Ho Sarva Shanti. Deva Sada Phala Shanti Maya Shanti Shanti Sukha Shanti. Holy Sadgurudeo Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Jessica ji. Now, I'd like to thank each one of you for joining us and making this workshop successful. The NAIVY has been conducting the Sunday virtual workshop or Satsang and initiate over the US for several weeks now, or several years, you can say. So any queries relating to this can be sent to info@vihangamyoga.org. I would like to thank some of our attendees for their valuable contributions. Suryaji, Niranjanji from Atlanta, Lalmaniji, and Niranjanji from California. See you all next Sunday at 9 a.m. EST on the same Zoom link. Have a wonderful day ahead, and Jai Sadgurudeo, everyone.